Everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Citizen Council live stream. I'm Chris Castleman here with Brandi and Perry. How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you
Going
guys?
good.
Pretty good. Pretty good. We'll have to keep it short tonight. Remember, I got a meeting at 7 downtown, so I'm trying to go for half an hour. But
Nice. Sounds good. I think we can wrap it up in a half hour. We've got a few cool things to talk about, right?
we've had a couple busy weeks. Definitely the past, what was it? We had the Monique thing on Saturday, and then Danielle last night, governor candidate. So, congressional candidate and a governor candidate coming to town, speaking to a group of people. Pretty cool. And both events went well over time. The candidates stayed and talked with everybody. That was very cool. Like, I watched them walk around the room, and I think they greeted and talked with every single person that came to see them, which was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, 40 or 50 people for both events. So,
They were well attended.
yeah,
I really
think I got
appreciated their willingness to directly answer questions. There wasn't a lot of politically dancing around. That was really refreshing.
both candidates did way better when it came to the Q&A session. Like, it's pretty hard to stand there and like give a stump speech and like talk about yourself and this and that just without any sort of context. So, but yeah, once it came to the questions, it was pretty cool. The funniest one was when Rob was talking with Danielle, and she couldn't hear him and said, "Can you speak up, sir?" And it's like, I don't think anyone has ever asked Rob Taylor to speak up. So it was pretty funny.
That
I
was
was dead.
perfect. Yeah.
But yeah, this is Monique Despain there. That was Saturday at Black Anchor Coffee House. So that was pretty cool. There's you guys.
Yeah.
Shasta takes such good photos. It's
She really
ridiculous.
does, doesn't she?
She's a woman of many talents. And then this was turn the volume off. This was Danielle Bethel running for governor at Nobi Tap House in North Bend. Pretty good crowd there. And did I say Monique is running for Congressional District 4 in Oregon, which would put her in D.C. in the House of Representatives. So, and this lady's running for governor. She has to get through the Republican primary, but then
So there was something that Danielle said that is really, really important that we really need to emphasize. Coos County doesn't vote. We are not casting our ballots. And we really need to get Republicans to tell conservatives, conservative people, even Democrats now are wanting to vote for conservative candidates, So we really need to get those people who have not been casting a ballot to understand that they're costing conservatives elections. We can't win if you guys don't vote. And so getting people out there and getting people to cast their ballot is going to be what makes this happen.
Yep, and we also got to go after the independent and the non-affiliated voters. There's so many disenfranchised voters out there. I just got a giant like statistical analysis of Coos County from the national GOP level, and pretty cool, pretty interesting. I'm gonna do some more analysis of it and try and put it together into something like consumable in a little show. But the conservative vote in this area is fractured. It's not the same as the Democrat vote. So I'll just say that. Perry, what's up? We always wait till like minute 9 or 15 to allow you to talk. It's kind of rude. How's life?
Not bad. Busy. Very busy.
Any issues on the crime front, or has it been relatively quiet?
Relatively quiet. Yeah, not too bad.
You were talking about that development in Englewood, and I think they pretty much went forward with it. They didn't really seem like they. I thought when you were talking about it, they were giving an opportunity for people to comment on it, and then next thing you know, it was like press released everywhere that it was it was a done deal. So,
Oh yeah, it's always a done deal before they say it's a done deal.
Brandi had to call the North Bend police on somebody on Saturday. In the parking lot
yeah.
at the headquarters, this guy would not leave. Parked there in a
Well,
beat up
they
RV.
were outside panhandling, and Chris tried to ask them nicely, and they got really, really obnoxious with Chris. And so they had to go. We didn't want them to become like that and say anything like what they said to our guests. So we want a safe environment where people can come and go without harassment. And so they needed to go. And the
Well,
police
they were
did come.
panhandling at McDonald's, which people always panhandle there. But the problem was is they were parking this RV and there was trash around it, and it was parked over like a bunch of parking spots. And that parking mall is like shopping mall does not have a lot of spots to begin with. And I just simply said, like, if you're at McDonald's, go to McDonald's, park in their parking lot. Or if you're then they said they needed gas. I said, go to the gas station, park in the gas station parking lot. And that was when they got crazy. You've seen it, Perry, goes from 0 to 100. How dare I ask questions or speak logic? Like, anyways, so North Bend police kind of handled it.
They did.
what
I
they
mean,
could, I guess.
well, they left. The people left. So I would say, yes, they did handle it. They came, they trespassed them, and the people did leave. So, I mean,
There's just so many like laws and like case law and crap like that makes them give them so many. Right, like you've seen it, Perry. They'll say, "Oh, well, you have 2 hours to leave." It's like 2 hours. Get the hell out of here. And this time they gave them an hour though, and they were pretty much gone in 15 minutes.
yeah, it worked out. But it's we've seen enough crime to know that an RV that looks like it may or may not have had drugs cooked in it is not something that you want your guests to pull up and have to park in a parking lot and leave their car next to. So many people have had their cars broken into, their cars stolen, people have been accosted. We're just sick of it. And so I highly recommend people do the same. You have a right to keep your neighborhood safe. And we have police that'll help you do it. I know that there have been people that haven't had success with it. They've been working at county levels to try to get that changed. There have been some lawsuits. City of Grants passed here a couple of years ago, and then those changes happen slow. But there is a little bit more leeway now to get people moving. And they can pay for a legitimate campsite just like everyone else. There is free camping places. But cities aren't for camping. I don't think that we should be expecting people to tolerate
Well, they could have
homeless
parked on the
living.
side of the road. I mean, not on Broadway. I don't think there's any street parking, but they could have found a road with street parking, and that would have been totally fine. And for me, it's not even about how the RV looked or the panhandling. It's as simple as like I don't care if they had a brand new Mercedes Sprinter van and there's some elderly couple traveling from Florida.
It's important to say
it's
why.
like if you're at McDonald's, you can park at McDonald's. If you're at a gas station, go to like there's no reason to be in the parking lot when we were about to have an event and we needed the parking spots. That's the whole point of having it.
I would kind of actually like to rebuttal that, because I weigh 105 pounds, right? So someone can literally pick me up and pack me off. And that happens. Like, Portland is one of the sex trafficking capitals of America. And so when I look at something, I need to perform a threat assessment. Women have to do it all day long. We are targets in ways that men are not. So we have to think about things that you guys don't. When I look at someone, I need to be able to assess immediately for my own safety. Is this person a threat or not? Can they hurt me? When I look at a van and I see a van that costs $150,000, I don't think a person driving a van that nice, I don't have anything they want. Now, a person driving a van that they maybe it's, well, for me looking at it, I want my guests to be safe when they're coming in and out of my, my place. And so for me, it is a safety issue. It's not just the spaces they're taking up. It's that we don't know who these people are. They
Sure,
yes,
that's a
I'm
layer on
making
top of it for sure.
kind of what
I
I'm
agree with
trying to
you.
say is that it's okay for a person to discriminate and use their judgment because it is a survival mechanism. Don't feel bad for doing it. And we have been gaslit into ignoring our instincts for the last, there was a period of about 4 years where it was hardcore, and I saw covert abuse everywhere, and I'm not here for it. So that I'm just like gonna say it. It's okay to look at something and say, hey, that looks dangerous.
I agree. I assess that as well, but yeah, if you go down that route, then that's when, everybody wants to argue with you that, you can't
That's
pick on the
fine.
homeless like that or
And
whatever.
I'm
But so it's, for
totally,
me, it's just a
yeah.
way simpler argument. Like, it's private property. You're not supposed to be here.
Mhm.
Goodbye. But I do have to bring up, and I wanted to get to it early because we got 20 minutes left. But the abortion thing, and I do not want to really bring this up. I've never wanted to bring this up. If people know me and have talked to me privately,
Dear
I always
God,
like,
Chris.
this is like the conversation to me that makes no sense to have, because we're all running for local office. We're dealing with local issues, local politics, and this has nothing to do with it. There is no mayor in Oregon or no city councilor or county commissioner that have anything to do with abortion. If you're running for any of those positions, you have no power over it. You have nothing to do with abortion. It's nonsense. It's state level, and that is where it is at. So if you're running for a state position, sure, legislature, governor, at the state level, yes, abortion might matter. It will come up in your campaign conversations for sure. So just want to give that background. But I took some slack online, I guess, for not being clear enough with my views. But I want to clear up first that I never intended, it doesn't matter what my views are, is my position. Like, it does. And I think that was pretty much Perry's as well. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not here to push my views on anyone for that issue. First of all, because again, it doesn't matter. I have no effect on it whatsoever. What I believe would make no difference in Oregon for abortion. And the reality is even if I believed one way, I live in a state with a bunch of people who might have different views. And you have to assess the reality of whether, like, say my view's different, that if my views are different than what is currently in place in Oregon, which they are in Oregon, there's no limit on abortions. At any time, you can have an abortion whenever you want. That's insane to me. But just because it's insane to me does not mean it's insane to the majority of voters in Oregon. So there's that reality. And can we, if I had a mission to change the limit down from no limit to, I don't know, 40 weeks, 30 weeks, 20 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever you want it to be, you have to assess the reality of, can you do that? And how do you do that? Right? So I've done that. I've done that analysis. I've done that assessment. And I've gone to like abortion rallies. And that's a weird concept, right? An abortion rally. Like, why are you rallying for abortions? To me, that's like really, really tacky and weird. But
It's weird.
I've gone there and I've played out. I've had conversations and I've played out ideas with people, and I've almost 100% been able to bring people down from their unlimited view of abortion. They walk into these rallies thinking abortion should be freely available and at any point in the pregnancy. And through the conversation that I was talking about last week, which is, when is a fetus viable outside the womb? You start having that conversation, and all of a sudden you're talking about a number. You're talking about 30 weeks or 28 weeks or 24 weeks. And you took a person who originally was like, I think everybody should be able to have an abortion, it's fully their choice, to now they're going, okay, you're right. After 28 weeks, if a fetus is 70 or 90% viable, then it's kind of murder.
You're just killing it.
Right. So, well, anyway, so in saying that, I'm probably pissing off people again. in saying that,
But it's
I
true.
guess there were people who were like, why do you keep referring to it as a fetus? And it's a baby. It's a real life thing. And I'm with you personally. I'm with you. But
Oh,
if I
now
keep
definitions matter.
sure, but my point is if I keep using phrasing, if I go through life the next 10 years, 20 years, and I just repeatedly tell people that they're committing murder and that they are murdering babies, murder, and over and over and over, do you think they'll ever listen to me? No. Look at the people who are pro-life, fully pro-life, who have been going out there trying to make a difference. I'm sorry, in the state of Oregon, you haven't made any difference. Zero, zilch, nada. So maybe it's time to take a different approach. So that was my approach. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it won't work. Maybe I'm a jerk. I don't know. But anyway, so just to be 1000% clear with people, I do believe that life begins at conception. 100% believe that. I believe that it is wrong and it is unnatural to intervene after that moment. But does that mean that I think that anyone who has an abortion is a murderer? No, that's a horrible thing to call somebody who didn't really have that intent. Maybe you could put it in the category of manslaughter. I don't even want to say that because I'm really not in the habit of accusing somebody of doing something, right? If they didn't really understand it. If they didn't
Well, and
really
it
know what they
opens
were
the
doing.
door to it. Is there a negligent miscarriage? And would manslaughter, and so we get into criminalizing biology, which is
It's just
crazy.
not really the conversation I'm interested in having. It's not necessary. It's not productive. I don't typically have unnecessary, unproductive conversations with people. So that's kind of what I wanted to point out. For some reason, people were upset that I was not abundantly clear. That's my view. I'm pro-life. I'm pro nature in general. If you know me, I live off grid. I plant things in a garden. I drink water from streams. I mean, I like doing things as natural as possible. Like the wall behind me, I milled that wood. You know what I mean? So, to me, abortion is unnatural. Does that mean I think the people who had abortions are murderers? Absolutely not. That's a ridiculous statement, in my opinion, and it's unproductive. We don't get anywhere if we keep having that conversation. So, sorry for my little rant. I've never
Well, I
wanted
could
to say
see
this.
why people
I
would
don't know
want
why, but
you to clarify because you are the vice chair of the Republican Party.
I
So
guess
I can see
shouldn't
why
matter.
people would. I could see why it would matter to people. I could see that
Wow.
because
And
I think maybe no one would demand I explain myself because I'm not even a Republican. So it's yeah,
you're
she's
just not running for a state
she just
position
believes.
either, right?
Oh, exactly.
It
Yeah.
should not come up in your commissioner race. People should really not judge you based on your position on that issue. You have nothing to do with it. Now, I guess maybe in someone's head, if they're like, well, they think you're evil because of your position, but come on now, you're really
That's
going
such a
for it,
weird,
people.
yeah.
It's
So
weird territory.
when it comes to questions about how I would do my job as commissioner, I would politely answer that topic is not relevant to my role, and so I don't feel comfortable spending time discussing it. However, in my personal time, I love to have the philosophical debates around these issues. And it's not so much an investment in my personal opinion. I don't ever think my personal opinion should necessarily be law. But I love having these philosophical debates around the issue itself. I feel like that's so much more interesting and we learn so much more. And it's kind of a more collaborative approach. But in a professional context of my running for commissioner, it would be a wildly inappropriate conversation to have.
Right. Irrelevant for sure. What do you think, Perry? That's a lot to unpack.
People have forgotten that people running for anything, they're not there to push their own agenda.
They shouldn't be.
And so honestly, your opinion on anything is, if you're doing your job correctly, does not matter. Because you're supposed to
Perfectly
be
stated.
elected by the people and for the people and not for yourself.
Yep,
do
you're
your-
supposed to be a representative voice.
I mean, there are things that I'm bullish of. Like when I ran for commissioner, I was like very opinionated about transparency and getting more citizens involved. But like
Right.
that's
And
in the
there's-
right spirit.
And those things come up, okay, yeah, I really want to take care of this problem and I can't stand it and whatever. Yeah, that's great. But philosophical and there's just so much that that politics has gotten into that is backwards, and that's part of it. I don't elect you because I want you to pass laws on how to put my pants on because like you do. I don't want to do that.
Good example.
Well, there have been some petty ones. They're trying to ban killing of animals. There's petition 28. And I believe I'm actually going to go on Rick Dancer's show to talk about that with him when he does
wow.
that specific topic. I have been following that subject since it was introduced this last time in, I believe, 2020. And it's crazy town. The implications are insane, but I'm going to save it for Rick's show.
I
But
can't imagine that would ever pass, but even if it did, I mean, it would just be funny. People would completely ignore it.
Well,
That would be one of
and
those like Civil War sort of moments.
once again,
it would have to be.
it's people who you're supposed to leave alone and let them live their life how they want.
Yep.
Trying to force you to live your life how they want you to live.
That's exactly what it is.
It's kind of one of those things where I'm like, just do it. Just pass the bill. Go for it. Watch what happens.
Yeah.
Come on.
Listen, I'm not, I'm not trying to give anybody any ideas, but people are made of meat too.
What?
I'm just
I don't
saying.
even want to know where that's going.
Yeah,
Oh no. What?
Bad attempt at a cannibalism joke. To be fair, I do have like autographed, you can't see my wall, but I have Walking Dead signed paraphernalia on the wall.
Zombies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought we were almost there with COVID. Oh my gosh. So when I did my thing with the cafe and stood up against all that, we would get people who came in there who were like, you know how there's like a far right, like an alt right? These people were another dimension past it. And they would come in and they'd have packets of information on exactly when the zombie apocalypse would start. And it's like, where did you get this information? Well, I got it. I'm like, I got it off the, they sent it to me. And I'm like, well, who? Like, why are you so special? Why didn't I get this in my email? And, oh my gosh, it was bad, very baddie stuff. And I'd be like, all right, well, so it's in a month, right? They're like, yes, it's in a month. And I'm like, I want to see you in 1 month's time. And they never
Did they show back up?
No, of course not.
I'm a little disappointed that nothing like that happened to me.
Yeah, oh gosh, it was hard because like these people didn't, like they're a little kooky, but they're still people, and they had no one else to talk to, right? They had been seeing all this stuff with COVID and locked in their houses, and we were all upset. And I mean, they took it a little too far, but then again, it's like they need people to talk to too and feel normal to an extent. So I was happy to give them that place. To my neighbor's dismay. Anyways.
An outlet for them.
Yep. It was actually really cool. There were some days I can remember vividly, just moments in that cafe where, it was cool. It was a place for people. People were like they weren't allowed in grocery stores anymore and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like we started a little market in the cafe so that people had a place to shop. If people needed it, we did it.
It didn't really hit me that we were in big trouble until they tried to close down, and successfully for a while, close down the garden centers in the department stores. And that's when I kind of knew, like, oh, this is bad. And it got worse and worse and worse. And I was just like, had like CCR flashing in the back of my head, like the Chinese Cultural Revolution, little red guards snitching on all their neighbors for playing softball in the front yard. And it freaked me out to the point where I deleted all of my social media and like minded my business.
It was crazy for sure.
Man.
They were arresting people at the beach in our town.
Yep.
For surfing.
It was a real wake-up call.
At the beach.
I think we like to believe that humans are inherently good, and
half of them. Just about.
You think it's 50-50?
I don't know. Who knows? But it's
You're
not
more
all
optimistic than I am.
Actually, I'm more of like the mindset of like, yes, all humans are inherently good, and then there's demons out there, and some people are 100% possessed. But it's not them. It's like some entity that is blocking them. I don't know. Who knows?
I've got so many people have brought that up a lot, and I think it's because we are now seeing there's so many. Everyone has a video. Everyone has a camera, and so we're seeing people go live and like completely have psychotic meltdowns, and so we're seeing really extreme mental illness, and it looks like demonic possession in some cases. It can be jarring. And if you're a person who has not ever been familiar with, even people I know who are accustomed, like know about psychiatric stuff, are kind of like describing it in biblical language, that it's like a demonic possession, like eyes glaze over type stuff.
Some of the drugs, for sure. If you've ever seen somebody tweaking out. Remember Perry Melissa Lucas at Empire Lakes?
Holy yeah, it's a hard one to forget. Yeah.
We had our office down there, and so we would hear gunshots. There were knife fights, people beating each other with sticks, people screaming at lamp poles and beating up trees. And
wow.
It was all of the people who were in Shutter Creek and the state mental hospital that Kate Brown closed down during COVID and unleashed on society. These are all of those people. And then there were, of course, the people that got burnt on drugs that were legalized, and with an open border, all the fentanyl that came across. And those people are probably toast for the rest of their life. They will never be a productive human being.
Unfortunately. Well, got a couple minutes left. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, man. ICE has arrested a ton of these people who have brought a ton of that fentanyl into Oregon. So I saw there was like 9 different major fentanyl kingpins that were here on expired, whatever the Biden administration gave them. It came here illegally, but it was the expired program that they had, and got arrested. Got him out of here. So we should have seen less of that in our communities. We should be seeing the effects of the cleanup coming our way soon, hopefully in the form of less crime.
It'd be interesting to look at year-over-year statistics for drug arrests, but then again, you've got like, what was it, that bill 110, measure 110 or something that messed it all up. So I don't even know if it'd be accurate, but where they couldn't arrest people, so they weren't even logging it.
Right.
Jeff wants to know, if the Earth is flat, what is on the underneath side?
The ocean.
The moon.
Duh.
Oh, the ocean. All right.
Duh.
The other half of the Earth. That's the southern half.
The southern flat,
and then you flip around.
Yeah.
I think he was when I was mentioning that the crazy people would come to the cafe. Hemisflat.
If it's the opposite of a hemisphere, it would be a hemisflat. So I would say the southern hemisflat.
Look what you've done, Jeff.
I missed my calling as a conspiracy theorist. Hi, Mary Louise.
She is a school janitor, so she's got her headphones in, listening to the show while cleaning the classrooms. So
very cool. That's very cool. So she's
nice
listening
job
to all of our
listen to
nonsense.
podcasts and books, audiobooks. Yeah. So.
Now, every time I cuss, I'm going to think about Chris's mom listening to me on her headphones in a classroom, and I'm cussing in her ear. Well,
place of education.
That might have just.
Well, Perry, any final words from you?
No, not really.
Christmas is coming up, New Year's. We should do like a year wrap, a year in review. What have we accomplished? What do we hope to accomplish next year? There you go. We can.
That's a good idea.
Wait a minute. The next two shows are like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. I don't know how this is gonna work. Maybe we could pre-record or something. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's true. Pre-record it and then we can watch it with our families during the holidays.
There you go. Well, thanks for coming on, you guys.
Good night, everybody.
See you around. See you next week.